How's she going, folks? I'm Nev from Nev's Tech Bits, otherwise known as your friendly neighborhood basement dweller. Don't worry, ma'am, I am from the internet and I am into solar. Today I want to do a review of the SmartSolar MPPT 1050 unit. Now, the 100 stands for 100 volts, and man, that's pretty powerful. So I got a whole bunch of different solar up here. I have the 12 volt, the 42 volt, or sorry, 46 volt, and now I am getting into actually these are more than 100 volt. And then that was my problem. So sometimes these things give off less than 100 volt, but you got to be real careful and know exactly what kind of MPPT you need. This is just a temporary setup right now, so don't get upset. First off, it should be known that these things definitely aren't waterproof, just somewhat water resistant. You got the bulk, absorption, and float. Basically, bulk means it's charging, absorption means it's getting to that last like 10-15%, and float means it's all power. It's all powered up. The more power you got going through them, the warmer they are. You can mount them up against something. Right now I don't quite want to because I don't really think I have quite a suitable place to mount it up to. And if you mount it up, it has to be inside and not in direct sunlight. Remember that. These things are not able to get wet and they're not able to handle direct sunlight. But you don't want them in an enclosed area too much. For example, I had kind of put a giant fishbowl over top of one and it was definitely getting warmer. But at the same time, I was overvolting them at the time. Make sure you double check your AI if you're asking them what panels you can use with what MPPTs. Now, definitely the best part of these things is that they have Bluetooth, or at least they should. The good ones have Bluetooth. The app is super easy to set up, and the code you need to set up in Bluetooth is just going to be on the side of the unit. Now, I'm doing all this so that I can mine some Bitcoin and not have to worry too much about the cost of using the energy. Now you'll see I'm not really all that far away from it, but the Bluetooth, you almost have to have direct line of sight or it just doesn't last very long. Anyways, here you can see it. I can click on it. It's very lovely and it'll give you so much good information. So you can see the voltage, the current, the amps, and the state. We're at float. That's interesting. It says here that it's not actually at full power. Anyways, my favorite part is the history. You go over the history and you can see exactly how much you got. Now I just switched it over from the 100 volt to the 46 volt yesterday. You can see the errors at the bottom saying it was overvolted by a bit, but not too much. Still, you don't want to overvolt them or you could risk blowing them out. Interesting, this one says I only have 13.67 volts, and the cheap Amazon unit that costs like 1/10 of the price is saying I'm at 14.3. I tend to believe the more expensive unit a little bit more. This is my Bitcoin mining operation. Don't make a whole bunch of money, but it's still a lot of fun to mess around while I'm on my break. Always a good idea to have good inverters. So solar's been really popular for a while, especially with the farmers and whatnot, and when they switch up to new ones, they basically give the old ones away, and that's how I managed to get a hold of these ones. I should also say I also run World Community Grid off these things sometimes. Now, if you're just playing around, this kind of unit is also alright, but you gotta do a lot of mathing if you want to do this stuff correctly. So I got this because I got the 46 volt units, but this is only 60 amp. I have 5 of these 46 volt units, and I found out I could only plug in 2 of them, maybe 3 of them on an overcast day to one of those units because of the bottleneck coming down to my 12 volt batteries. So mining Bitcoin isn't something I would exactly recommend. It's definitely not making me much money at all. It seems like if you just invested about $4,000 and then went to crypto earn in crypto.com, you'd be making about the same amount that I can manage to bring in my Ryzen 9 unit. The app is definitely the best part, but as you can see, it's not working right now, and I'm really not far. It's only about, what, maybe 35 feet or something away. But really, it gives you so much information, and this is the only unit that I could get that would give me a warning if I was going too far over, too far under. And you'll notice that down there in the air section. But I also love how it gives you how much power. Anyways, one thing that kind of gets me is right here on this day, it was a beautiful day and I hooked up 2 more solar panels and it managed to stay under the 100 volt. But the next day, it did not. Now, I'm only going over by a little bit, and these things, probably since they're made really well, they're rated really high, they can probably handle it for a little bit, but I do think I would be eventually destroying these units. But it's interesting to see like how the math works. 100 volt, when I had fewer solar panels, it was using higher voltage. But when I had more solar panels, it was using lower. I'm still trying to figure out exactly how that works. Now, it's not exactly the nicest day. The sun keeps coming and going. This house is completely surrounded by trees. It can be kind of funny because it seems like in the fall and in the spring, I actually get more sunlight. I took a tree down over here so I can get the afternoon light. It's funny because the sun comes up over here and then I'm like, oh, those frickin' trees taking my sunlight. And then I can really appreciate it. Like this giant unit here, that thing was not even half the size when I was a kid. And geez, they grow so fast, right? Now the MPPT, the 100 means volts and the 50 means amps. If you don't see this Bluetooth unit there, that app there, it means it doesn't have the app. And that kind of sucks because I bought a bigger one, 150/75, and it does not have the Bluetooth thing, which kind of sucks. You'll notice that the float has switched to absorption, and I would not recommend you leave a unit like this out the way I have. I just had it brought out yesterday, and I thought I'd be able to keep the water off of it a little bit better. I'm disappointed in myself for letting it get even this wet. But yeah, I wish it had Bluetooth ultimately. So that's a large and in charge unit, but this is the one that we're reviewing today. A lot smaller, very cute. Oh, we still got the float going on this one. I must have these things hooked up into 2 entirely different batteries. It happens. Once again, I recommend you keep this away from water better than I have. I'm going to be building a little shed on this side of the unit now that I have everything tested and going. I got an idea what's going on. I'm going to be taking everything down and reconnecting everything in a more professional manner. I definitely recommend, if you're feeling serious about solar, that you pay for the good stuff and not just keep with these $15, $10 units. Anyways, folks, that's it from me, Nev from Nev's Tech Bits. Take care of each other, will you? Hit that thumbs up if you like it, dislike if you dislike, and I am out of here.